Welcome back to A Trucker's Life. My name is Jorge Navarro. And yeah, it's been a slow day today, guys. As far as really not much to see. I stopped earlier to get some little bit of provisions, a little bit of some chicken breast, as I'm trying to eat a little healthier. I know what I'm about to cook right now is not super healthy, but it's healthier than eating at a buffet at a truck stop, so take it with a grain of salt. So let's go back here, and I'm about to prepare this ramen soup. It's not exactly what you guys think it is. Like, it ain't the one in the cup or nothing like that. It's a little more to it, but we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Let's get it done. Excuse my mess. A little messy today, a little messy. Turn on some lights. So what I am talking about is actually this right here. So this is a it's a different style. I mean, it's different. It's not the one in the cup that we're used to. And then also for the broth, we use this here. I got the chicken. Let's see, chicken I got, so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. I bought this chicken here, and then we're gonna add a little bit of carrots, the chives, onions or whatever, some egg, and some of this jalapeno. So that is gonna be our lunch for today. So let's get it done. All right, guys, we got it all set up already. Got some eggs, the chicken, some carrots, and underneath there the chives. And then I got some peppers right here that I already cut up, and the ramen is ready. I bought this little deal. That's what it's called right here, so you guys can check it out. Whoa, was it like? Yeah, so rapid ramen cooker. So I bought this, and it's actually been working. This is my second one that I've done, and it gets it nice and warm. I don't know what it, I guess it makes it get hotter or something. I don't know. So let's go ahead and pour this in. Oh yeah, the ramen in there. Oh, we steamed up. Mayday, mayday. We steamed up. Let me clean it up real quick. Unsteam you. There you go. All right. So now let's just put a little bit of peppers in there, a little bit of jalapenos, a little bit of fresh cut jalapenos, and a few of them in here. I need more. Still got that one. Move that to the side, and let's see if I can get my. All right, here we go. Got the chopsticks ready to go. Stir it up a little bit, or mix it up a little bit. Looks like the ramen's pretty good to go. Let it sit for a little while. Get them eggs in there. So yeah, guys, what do you guys think? You know, it's better than eating at the truck stop, I think. And the flavor, I've had it the other day, and the flavor was really good. So let's have a quick little taste. Let's see. Get the I had to put my spoon and stuff ready right there on the side. Let's taste a little bit of the broth. Let's see what the broth tastes like. Okay, let's go. I think it's gonna work. A little more. Broth is good to go. So yeah, guys, I'm about to tear this sucker up so I can get back on the road after taking my 30-minute break. And if you guys are having lunch, let's have lunch together and enjoy. Well, we just got through eating that ramen, and it was excellent, guys. I really enjoyed it. Of course, it's not going to be like what you're going to get at somebody's house or at a restaurant, because you know, it's something that's mass produced, so the flavors aren't going to be 100% there. But it was good enough. So I'm walking down. Let me check out these little mushrooms growing on the side of this right here. So yeah, if you guys look around, I'm at a rest area in Oklahoma. I don't know if I already said that. These benches or whatever, picnic area, whatever, they're pretty cool looking, like teepees of some sort, but it looks like they don't use them as much anymore, especially not these down here. Up there there's more, but down here doesn't look like they use them much. So yeah guys, let's talk a little bit about the the whole tanker industry. Talk a little bit about the safety on it, and just as a whole, what to expect. So let me switch you to this guy, and we'll get started. Okay, now that we're on this camera, so let's talk about the tanker industry. As you guys know, I'm in the tanker industry, and that's what I've been doing for the past few years. I started off hauling salt water from the oil field, then I went to crude oil from the oil field, and when the oil field kind of, blew up, or no, I mean kind of imploded, I came to the chemical industry. So in the chemical, you might ask yourself, is the chemical industry a good one to be into? Yes, because everything that we, a lot of stuff that we touch, plastics, all this plastics, just different stuff that we touch, motor oils, all that stuff was all, moved by a chemical truck one way or another. So it is an industry that's always got, things going on. We also haul cleaning agents to clean a lot of these factories, the food grade factories. We haul, of course, the resins for, parts of your cars. Just a variety amount of things that, we don't really think about it, but it is a chemical. It at one point was a chemical to be able to make stuff for processing. Anywhere from food grade up to the most hazardous chemicals that are out there all get hauled on a tanker. So there is, it is a pretty solid industry right now. It's at a little bit of has a little bit of a dip going on right now. I don't know, I guess I really don't know. I really don't know why. Just sometimes certain things, make other things happen where it kind of slows down, but we're still working. That's the good thing. We're still working. We're still making the payments on the truck, and we're still taking care of the bills at the house. So that's the most important thing. Another thing, guys, you got to think about, if you decide to get into the tankers, you have to be, a lot of times you have to have at least 2 years experience of driving. Why? Because this is a little different. This is a little different from a dry van. If you go around a curve a little too fast, in a dry van, it's going to take a lot more to be able to roll it over than it is on a tanker. A tanker, if it says the posted speed limit around a curve is 30 miles an hour, do less, do 25, because that is, I would do 10 under, because that is really the posted speed limit for a car to go around a curve most of the time. And the tankers can flip, and they will flip, and they, we haul these dangerous materials sometimes, and the environmental impact that a rolled over tanker can cause if it actually bursts open and it hits the ground is very, very big monetarily. Most of your dry van stuff and your refrigerated stuff is not going to cause that big of a damage. I'm pretty sure there's stuff out there that can, but most of it won't. So you have that added responsibility with you and the people around you to be safe with that truck, be able to make the turns. Sometimes in a dry van, you go around, you're in a small street situation or a parking lot where there's ditches. You really, in a dry van, of course, in any one of these trucks, guys, you got to think about those things, and you got to make sure that you're going to clear the turn. But in a dry van and stuff like, vehicles like that, you can roll it over, but it's not that big of the chances are a lot less. Now on a tanker, as soon as you drop them wheels off on that ditch, it will bring the whole truck, the trailer and the truck over on its side. That's just a lot of things you got to think about. Money wise, it's a pretty decent paying industry. I've done pretty well. I take care of the bills. At I'm looking at like if I had a watch, I take care of a lot of the bills at home, and um, it's been able to help me raise my kids, and all the above. So yeah, you can make decent money. I've made more money as a tanker driver than I have as a dry van. Now, um, we're going to talk about the car hauling industry later on, because that's another one that also makes decent money. Which it's something that's more of a specialized type of deal, because it's we'll talk about that some other time. But that is another industry that is pretty well paid. Um, Other things, of course, a tanker, you got to have your hazmat. So you got to make sure you get all your endorsements. Tankers and hazmats, it's a must. You have to have it. You can't just have the tankers, because 9 times out of 10, almost every company hauls um, hazardous material. So with just the tanker, it's not going to get you going. So you got to get your hazmat. Most of the time, you have to get your TWIC card, which is the card to be able to go into ports. Because if you guys have noticed, a lot of the plants are in ports. So you gotta have your TWIC card to go in to those things. I think the TWIC card is a little over $100. So prepare yourself, get your TWIC card, and then get all your endorsements, and get you about a year or two of driving, a dry van or anything else, and you'll be able to get into the tanker industry. Um, the 9 times out of 10, we show up at a customer, they unload us, and we don't touch anything. 9 times out, well, every time we get loaded, we don't touch anything either. Whenever we're going to load, at least it is for what I'm doing. They do all the loading for you, so you don't have to worry about that part. It's just what really sucks, guys, is whenever you're doing acid. When you do acid or any type of like real dangerous stuff that can get on your skin and hurt you, you have to wear what they call, it's an acid suit. You have to wear an acid suit. We call it a rain suit too, but it's not really a rain suit. It's a real thick suit. And it's you can get like a poncho style, or the pants and the jacket. But you have to have the jacket on. You have to have the chemical gloves. You have to have the hard hat with the chemical windshield and the chemical goggles, because some of this stuff can melt your skin off. My cousin, one of my cousins, he also works here, and he just happened to, I think it was on his glove, I'm not 100% sure, but he happened to just rub his face, and it literally burned the skin on his face just like that. So those are things that you have to really take in consideration when you are planning on coming over to becoming a tanker driver, because unless you haul milk or just food grade stuff, then you don't have to worry about it. But for me, that I haul all types of chemicals, I do. We don't do this very often. It's very rare that I have to put that on. This year I've put it on twice. But guys, if it's 105 degrees, 100 degrees, 90 degrees outside, 100% humidity, and they require for you to have that on when you're offloading, and very rarely when you're just around when they're loading, it is very hard. It's very hard, because, of course, your body's not breathing. You're just sweating 100 miles an hour, and it can get very. You can get yourself in a situation where you could actually pass out, from a heat stroke or something. Not to scare you guys. It's just it can happen. It's something to be aware of, and just like I said, have that in mind. Other than that, you normally have to have when you unload. We normally have to have steel toe boots, jeans of some sort. Most of the time, FRCs or fire retardant jeans, and the fire retardant shirt, and some gloves. But and that's about it. So there's two ways to offload. One is air offload. I've showed you guys on yesterday's video how I hook up, or I told you about how I hook up the the air to the trailer from my truck. So there's air offload in there. There's a pump offload. The pump offload is a little more work because the way you have to connect all your hoses and stuff. The air offload is a little simpler. It's usually 1 or 2 hoses and then your air hoses, and boom, you're getting it off. But yeah, guys, I mean, the tanker industry, if you want to come and do it, come and do it. I just had it in my mind that I wanted to become a tanker driver, and I wanted to become a tanker driver, and I couldn't get in. I tried at different companies, and I couldn't get in. I had the experience of driving. I just couldn't, for some reason, I couldn't get in. So I ended up going to this. It was a town that was exactly 100 miles from my house, and I went and applied, and they gave me a job. So I drove 100 miles each way every day to get to work so I can get this experience. And I did it for, I think, 9 to 10 months. And while I was out there, I met a bunch of the guys that worked for a company that was hauling crude oil, and that was going to be a lot closer to my house. And so I got started talking to one of the drivers that I would see more frequently, and he kind of lined me up to the, what I needed to do and who I needed to talk to, and then he also talked to them so I could get in. Then I started hauling crude oil, and that was a very, very good industry. I was making money. I was home every day. I mean, what else do you want, right? Making money, home every day. It was awesome. But the industry tanked, and that was that. So, and then from there I went to the chemicals, like I told you guys before. So it's just one of those things, guys. The more certifications, the more things that you've done out here. I mean, if you like to stick to one thing all the time, hey, more power to you. I wish I could be that way, but I just can't. I'm just impatient. I don't know if I'm impatient. It's just like I get bored. I get bored very easily of certain things. So once I get to doing something so often, I just eventually get bored, and I look for something else that I haven't done. So that's why I've done all these different industries so far. But the only one that really doesn't get my attention is flatbedding. I don't know why. I just to me it's just not as interesting as any of the other stuff. The car hauling is probably the most interesting. So if you guys want to get into that, do it too. Do whatever you got, guys. You got to set your goals. You got to, in your mind, you got to tell yourself, if this is what I want, I'm gonna go out and get it. Don't just sit there on the couch and just think about, well, I'm gonna become a truck driver one day, but never even go towards trying to find out how, or being able to go and just go get the job and go do it. Just get up off the couch, get out, and enjoy this industry, because you can make a lot of money. You can make good money. You're not gonna get rich unless you just all of a sudden, unless you just buy trucks and trucks and trucks, and you have your you make your own company and you become successful that way. But if you have just one truck, or if you work for somebody, you're not gonna get rich, but you're gonna live a decent life, and you're gonna be able to see this country. So hope you guys, I hope that was a little bit of decent information for you guys to kind of lean you towards what you want to do. The next one we're gonna talk about is flatbedding. I'm probably not gonna. I will talk about it, but if I get a chance, I have a cousin that Galvez Trucking. Shout out to Galvez Trucking. He owns his own company. They got 2 trucks. It's him and his brother, and they do flatbedding. And so he's gonna be able to explain that more than I will, because that's just something, like I just said, I've never done. The car hauling, we'll talk about that on another day too, because I did actually do that for just 1 month, but I did it. And so yeah, guys, hopefully this information kind of leans you towards, yes, I want to become a tanker driver, no, I don't, or I want to stick to dry van or whatever. This is all about being able to get you guys off the couch and from having a dead-end job to coming out here and exploring the world and making decent money out here in the trucking industry. So I love it. I've done it for a while now, and I love it, and it's been real good for me. So with that being said, guys, thank you once again for joining me. Love you guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell. Guys, if this information for you guys is helping you guys, give me a thumbs up. Share these videos, guys. Share these videos. Help the word get out. And anybody contemplating suicide, if you finish seeing the end of my video yesterday, kind of gives you a hint of why I am so passionate about suicide prevention. So anybody contemplating suicide, guys, get them help them out from getting to that point, because it is difficult to live with. For those of us that remain after, you know, they do what they want to do. But yeah, so we'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video from Oklahoma, in the middle of nowhere. I don't really know exactly where I'm at, because I don't really travel this route too much. But yep, from Oklahoma. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Love you guys. And like always, I'm out.